Welcome back to another NASCAR DFS and gambling video. Uh, we are back at Charlotte again. Coca-Cola 600, man. I was up 600, 700 bucks, and William Byron decides to spin, and that just tore all my lineups up because Almirola, De Benedetto, all the guys that I seem to be on, they dropped like a rock on that restart. Just killed me. Chase Elliott's crew chief, Alan Gustafson, decides to pit, even though the leader obviously controls the field for at least a good 15 laps. Man, how can you do? I mean, how can you pit right there leading? I mean, it was crazy. I would say Chase Elliott's going to get him one here sooner or later. He just won the truck race. I'm doing this video after the truck race. I didn't do the Xfinity or truck race just because I just didn't feel confident in it. And obviously I lost money on Xfinity. I won a couple bucks on trucks, but nothing big. I didn't really play big. Been at the golf course all day. With that being said, though, let's hop right into it and let's go over tomorrow's race. So with this inverted field, Jimmy Johnson, he got disqualified. I think he was slated to schedule, or he finished second, so he would have started 19th. Well, he failed inspection. His race got disallowed, so he starts 40th dead last, coming in at 12,300. Clint Boyer, similar spot, 11,800. And Denny Hamlin, 11,200. He had problems at the beginning of the race, which is just terrible luck. His crew chief, a couple of his team members are suspended for the next 4 races. Something to keep an eye on. Don't really think it's going to make that big of a deal because JGR seems to just be fully coordinated with each other. And Eric Jones didn't have his crew chief for the second Darlington race, and he led laps. So I don't think it's going to be too big of a deal, but there is a lot of members missing, so that's something to keep an eye on when you look at this 5X position, and you just look at this over here. Added some more stuff to the chart this week. Thought it'd be useful just looking at finishes, and it really just allows you to identify some guys that are really good at the track. And as you can see, a lot of green in some areas. But Kyle Busch is no longer the most expensive driver. He starts 17th, needs 4X or needs 4th or 5X. Back to Jimmy Johnson, 12,300, starting 40th. So here's my problem here. You know, these Hendrick guys are really fast. But I keep finding myself needing laps led with the chunk of salary that I'm using to spend up. I get it. You know, there's a great chance that he gets that 11th. If you want to do 6X, you know, he probably needs like 7th or 6th, you know, and I don't really know if I really want to spend this much, especially when 11th is no guarantee. We could definitely see Jimmy Johnson finish 15th, and you're paying all that money, and your lineup needs a lap leaders, and obviously you got Truex down here at 9,400. You got guys like Kevin Harvick. I mean, this is what I'm doing with Jimmy Johnson this week, and this is just personally what I will do, and I will hope that, you know, stuff happens. But I'm not paying that 12,300 for Jimmy Johnson. I need laps led from him. I need fast laps. At that price, even though he starts last, will he be in the optimal? You know, if you can shove in Truex, Chase Elliott, Bowman, and these guys, potentially. But here's the problem here. I feel like if you're going to try to shove, you know, one of these two guys in, and to shove 2 of these guys in, then you're going to be forced to play a 6K guy, a 5K guy. I have not messed around with lineups. I'm going to do that later tonight. But just off the top of my head, it's going to be a strong upper tier lineup, but your bottom tier of your lineup, it's going to get really, really nasty. And you got guys like Suarez, Priest, Custer. Their starting positions, 5X positions, just doesn't make a lot of sense. That's the thing here. You got to look at this 5X position. You got to understand. There's a lot of stuff that happens. It's a tough track. A lot of parts fell. But look, guys. We're trying to make the most optimal lineup possible. If you take Jimmy Johnson, and he's no surefire for 11th, the Hendrick guys are really good. But as we've seen, gosh, that race was hectic. I mean, a lot of stuff could happen. A lot of stuff can happen. And I don't feel comfortable with it. Maybe if it was 18th. I just don't like the thought of paying for Jimmy Johnson, a guy who hasn't won a race in like 107, something weird like that. I have zero confidence he can go out there and win. I have more confidence that he will fail at this price than he will conquer. So I'm probably going to be low. I'll definitely go underweight. I'm just not curious to see how much he is. I haven't looked at ownership projections at all, but I'd be very curious to see what he comes in. I'll probably go underweight depending on where he is. I did shove him and Byron in at Darlington, the second race. That was the Chase Elliott race, and it was a great race. It was a really good strategy, and they were like 8,000, 9,000. I just said, screw it, I'm shoving them in. So be it. It worked out until all that hell broke loose. So a little different story here, paying for these guys, two to three more thousand. Same thing, Clint Boyer. Look, I'm just going to show you guys something right here. Clint Boyer, his form, okay. Starting position, but just look over here. Charlotte average 66.3. A mile and a half average. It's decent, better than Jimmy's. But look at Charlotte here. I just want you to look. His best finish is 11th in 12th. There is no surefire guarantee that Clint Boyer is going to come in 12th. There just isn't. You look at these stats. Stats are going to tell you that it's more likely that Jimmy Johnson hits value. Just look at his stats here. I mean, Jimmy Johnson is probably going to get value ahead of Clint Boyer. Clint Boyer makes a lot of sense to fade here. The Fords didn't really look relatively strong. Storehouse didn't anyway. I mean, just look at this. He's got 11th once out of however many races this is. So it's not looking good for Clint Boyer, and I just don't see the point in paying that much. Is it doable? Sure, he could get 11th. He could get 11th or 12th like he has once or twice and pay off value. But again, I'd much rather load up on these guys and get laps led and dominator points and feel more confident. Like, for instance, I feel a whole lot more confident in this 6th place finish for Truex than I do a 12th place from Clint Boyer. The last thing we seen from Clint Boyer, he smacked the wall, got the breath taken out of him, and he's been calling the Xfinity race. So the stats say otherwise. The Jimmy Johnson, you just have to think about it. Looking at these stats, he's been really good. You chalk in that 2nd place finish there, and it's like 4 straight top 10s for him. And then it's like 6 out of the last 7 races he has finished in the top 10. So it's very doable, I think, for Jimmy Johnson. But again, you got to mess around with projections, I think, a lot to see if Jimmy Johnson's going to find himself in the optimal lineup. And I just don't see enough value plays there to make much sense for me. Denny Hamlin, 11,200, as I mentioned, crew members suspended and all that good stuff. He needs 8th. And you look at it's similar to Jimmy Johnson. Take out, these two, and it just looks like it's a top 10. He's a top 10 machine here. And the Joe Gibbs cars were really, really, really good on long run. It was really paying off. I mean, you see his teammate Kyle Busch here finish 4th, and the rest is history. So here's the thing with the Toyotas. I was really confident, and Truex just had the worst of luck. Truex is definitely the best Toyota. I'm fading Denny Hamlin. He might be more interesting than those top 2 to me, just to save salary, but it's so tough with all the uncertainty surrounding him. He does need 8th, and as you look here, I mean, that's very doable. He had a crappy race. Is he going to have 3 crappy races in a row here? The stats would say this is a very good bounce back spot for Denny Hamlin, and a top 5 is very doable and reasonable and expected from him. But also, Chevys are really fast. The Penske guys really fast. His teammates really fast. So, again, DraftKings has just tangled our brain here with these salaries. Really got to just play around with projections and see. I feel more confident Denny Hamlin 8th than I will Clint Boyer 12th. I'll tell you that much right now. That's for sure. Kyle Busch, Look, Kyle Busch, I'm tired of playing him. Look, he's just not worth it. When you want lap sled from Kyle Busch, he doesn't provide it. He the crew's just not the same. That 18 team is just not functioning like it has been. And heck, even tonight, Kyle Busch in Xfinity, Kyle Busch in the Truck Series, he's not looking the same. You know, his restarts are horrible. Like he's letting all these guys pass him, and it's. I'm not saying Kyle Busch looks to have hit a stump, a stump in the road. Kyle Busch is still Kyle Busch, but I mean, if he finishes fourth, he hits 5x. But fourth, and from what we've seen from him this year, top five, sure thing, But Jimmy Johnson has better form than Kyle Busch. All these guys right here have better form than Kyle Busch. I mean, you tell me, why should we pick Kyle Busch? He's not been in any of the optimals lately. Team's not showing any speed. Toyotas are not showing any promise to dominate races. I think I'm just going to not play Kyle Busch. He starts further up than these guys. He needs to finish further up than these guys. And I'd really like him to lead laps if he's going to start and finish up here. So Kyle Busch just doesn't make sense to me. I think I can comfortably fade him and be happy with it. I just don't see the point in playing Kyle Busch. I'll talk about a couple more of these high-priced guys, and then I'm going to jump to some of my favorite plays. So Keselowski, he lucked up into that race. He won. I'm not really sure if he was in any of the optimals or not, but he did lead laps. Charlotte average, very strong. Mile and a half, very strong. Keselowski, look at this. 1, 19, 4, 15. Look at this. So, I know that it's very unreasonable, but just looking at this. Good race, bad race. Good race, bad race. 2 bad races. Before that, really strong. He was in the top 10 all day. He just lucked up there, had good pit strategy. Caution came out at the right time for him. Do what you want with him, but I don't feel confident in saying that Brad Keselowski is going to finish 7th, although his form is really rising and it's top 5 right now. Again, I would like laps led. Do I think he's going to lead laps? Do people jump on him just because he won this past race? Maybe. If they do, if I look at ownership projections and I see Brad Keselowski is going to be like 25-30% owned, I think it makes a good bit of sense to go like 15-10%, cover your butt, and take the chance that, Brad Keselowski, has a 15th or a 39th, a 19th. It's hard to win this race back to back. It's just going to be so hard. So many teams are going to be making adjustments. He really was that strong of a car to begin with. And as you can see from that track, clearly if you get the clean air, you're the dominant car. So if he does get clean air by, some weird pit strategy, which he's capable of, then he makes sense to lead laps. But, it's, you got to take risks. You got to take stands if you're going to win these GPPs. You just have to. And these 2 drivers right here don't make much sense to me. Let people flock to Brad Keselowski. Let people flock to Kyle Busch. If they see Kyle Busch is cheaper this week, let them flock to them. The 5X is very critical in determining these things. And like I said, Brad Keselowski, very inconsistent here, the past couple years. Let's just hope, one of these bad races happen, because I'm probably going to have a lot of them, to be honest. And here's our favorite driver, Chase Elliott, 9,700. Look, the guy has, 2 second-place finishes in 4 races here. It's really 3rd if you don't factor in Jimmy Johnson Fellings. I can't say that word, inspection. 3 of the last 4 races, he's finished top 5. The guy had it won 2 laps. The guy had Darlington won. Gets wrecked. Crew chief takes him out winning this race, this past race. This guy's due. He won a truck race tonight. Can he back it up tomorrow? The Chevrolets are going to be so strong. This is what I'm going to tell you right here. Chase Elliott to finish 7th over Brad Keselowski to finish 7th, that is a no-brainer to me. That's obviously, he's probably going to draw more ownership than Brad Keselowski. Fine. But it's the better play. If you look at who's the best form right now, the numbers don't lie. It's Chase Elliott. It's Alex Bowman. These two led laps, last race, or, Sunday. Form doesn't lie. These two Hendrick drivers are just so much better than everybody else right now. And it's not even close, I don't think. Harvick, he had the number 1 pit stall at Darlington. But look, Kevin Harvick, let's talk about him here at 9,200. He has looked so average. People are flocking to him at, Charlotte there. Sunday, the Coke 600. He just didn't wow us. He was so highly priced, but he didn't lead laps. He didn't even reach value. He didn't even reach his 5x position. So again, Chase Elliott makes so much sense because he's top form right now. The last 2-3 races, Chase Elliott's just popping out. This guy's got so much speed. His green flag speed. It's just, he's going to win one of these. He is due for one of these. Truck race don't mean anything. That helps his morale more than anything, I think. He's going to be confident because he should have won this race Sunday. Does the NASCAR gods owe us, daily fantasy players? Does the DFS gods owe us? Does the NASCAR gods owe him and his fan base one? I think so. I think Chase Elliott has shown us nothing but optimism that he can eclipse this year. I was very heavy on him. He kept getting screwed around. He wasn't really dominating mid-race. Bowman was dominating. But look, once he got near the front, once he got that clean air, it was a rocket ship. It was just, he looked better. He starts 19th. Like I said, I feel way more confident in that. Kevin Harvick, look, he's 9,200. Starting, it needs 7th. I'm not going to say that's I'm not going to say that should be guaranteed. You look here, 10th, 40th, 3rd, 8th. He's not as good here as you think. There was a stretch. Look at this. There was a stretch here that Kevin Harvick was the Charlotte guy. Ever since they added this traction compound the last couple years, he's not been as strong. This 5th, don't let this 5th fool you. Because he was, I take that back, he did reach 5x value, but he was not in any of the winning lineups, which is what you really want. To me, the 5th is a lot. He was the 13th place car all night long. He got the different pit strategies there. He stayed out. He got that pit, the positions from everybody pitting. So look, Kevin Harvick he's just not worth it. Trust me, he's not worth it. You could stick him in there with like Truex, make you like a balanced lineup. With all these guys in this range, and it might honestly might be the play to go is just to stack a bunch of these guys in this range, avoid going down here, avoid going up here, and just bank on these guys to provide you all the value you need. And I haven't played around with lineups. I probably will do that. But all your value is in this range here. All the value's in this range. You can't go down here for value. You can't go up here for value because DraftKings, screwed you. Screwed everybody by doing that because that's where all the bad qualifiers were. The value is in here. The ones they mispriced. So, I don't hate Kevin Harvick, but I'm just saying he's not proven anything. The 5th place finish here is just, if you watch the race, you know what I'm talking about. He was outside the top 12 all night long. Kurt Busch, he led laps. Car wasn't really good. It was wicked loose or wicked tight. I forget which one he said, but it just wasn't good in dirty air. He finished 7th. Like I said, the ending was so crazy. He needs a 6th. You looky here, Charlotte form. 6 is about the best he can finish. Can he finish better? It's possible. It's possible. But to me, he needs 5x. And he's finished better than 6th once. He's finished 6th twice. Finished 7th. That team, the Chevys, like I said, have shown more speed. But, he fell out of the top 10 there. He started getting his way back there, 9th, 10th. I'm not really sure what to make of him. You know, they'll probably come back faster, reload faster, but 6 is probably his ceiling, to be honest. And for the ceiling to be 5x, I'm looking for guys that are going to have a 6x of 6. You know, his 6x, he needs to be in the top 3 probably, and lead laps, get fastest laps. Not worth it to me. Logano, he got out there, led a couple laps, flexed his muscle a little bit. But here's one of my stands here. Look, not the best track for him, obviously. You looky here. I mean, it's that team, they've struggled here of late, you know, and he's fell into 8,900, which is too cheap for Joey Logano with 2 wins this year. But look, I'm going to follow the numbers here. And here's another stand I'm going to take. He needs 3rd for 5x. Don't see him leading laps. Don't see the need to take him. You know, obviously if they pull some pit strategy out and get 1st, it was a different game for him. But you can't really bank on him getting pit strategy. So yeah, got to be careful with him. I'm probably going to fade him. The next 2 guys are the last 2 I'm going to talk about. Then I'm just going to point out some favorite plays here just to keep up some time. William Byron, Alex Bowman, mispriced. Look, Alex Bowman, like I said, 2nd in form, led laps, probably had one of the best cars all night long. I mean, he dominated. He just really dominated. The winning lineup had Truex, Bowman, and Chase. And I think that says enough right there. Starts 2nd beside his teammate, William Byron. So here's the thing. Whoever jumps out to the lead, and I think Alex Bowman will let William Byron get this lead. I really do. I think they'll make some kind of pact. I think William Byron will have the lead coming on the back straightaway. I think they're that good of teammates, they're that good of friends, that William Byron will get the lead. We've seen how strong the Hendrick Chevrolets are this year. This guy owes us a bunch of money, William Byron does. He owes me a ton. And he does not know how to fill a loose wheel or a flat tire. That is for sure. This guy cannot fill out a loose... Anything with his tire, he sucks at figuring out. He needs 1st for 5x. There is a good possibility, though. You know, he's in the same position Kurt Busch was. Do you believe William Byron can do it? But the Hendrick Chevrolets have been so good. Can you trust William Byron to be in the optimal lineup? It's very tough, but let me remind you that the first being out front ahead of everybody in clean air is king there. Literally, it's a brand new car, and everybody on equal tires. It could be a game changer. William Byron was top 5, top 6 most of the night too. I thought William Byron was going to win that race. I really thought he was at one point. So, it's tough for me. I don't know what to do here, but you got to play these guys. These guys, there's a good chance both of these guys lead. Alex Bowman could very well get the lead on the pit stops if there's a competition caution, you know. But William Byron's probably going to lead laps. That's that. Look at this. You know, he's so hard to trust. He's so inconsistent so far in his young career. But he's going to win a race sometime. That car's fast. It's going to be fast. The new car that they provide is going to be fast. So there's a very good chance that William Byron holds off Alex Bowman and leads. Could that be a stand you want? Possibly. But may I remind you, look at that right there. Who do you trust more? Shoot. Who do you trust more? Moving on, Bubba Wallace. Look, I mean, would I ever play 8,300 for Bubba Wallace? I mean, the form, he's normally down here in the 5,000s, and he's priced up because he's 38. I'm sorry, but a 20th is far from guaranteed. He has been running well. He was top 20 when he was running. But that's far from guaranteed. It's far from it, man. If he was 6K, 7K, needed like a 24th, 25th, I'd feel way more comfortable with it. Do I feel more comfortable with Bowman or Bubba finishing 20th than these guys? It's about the same, to be honest. I'm not confident. He's right around that position. That's the wall he has to climb. It's tough. Um, Look at that though. I mean, I don't know. Do I want to pay 8,300 for Bubba? Probably not. Do I want to pay 8,100 for Matt Kenseth? Probably better. But listen here, guys. These two, I'd rather play Kenseth, but this right here, this Ryan Blaney, again, is mispriced. He needs 11th. The guy finished 3rd, well, really 4th. Ryan Blaney is way too cheap. Like, I will go overweight the field, whatever he is. And I hope that people are reaching for these guys, then they'll have to reach for these, then they'll skip Ryan Blaney, Eric Jones, Matt Kenseth. I'm going to hammer Ryan Blaney. I'll probably get in trouble by it, but I'm going to hammer him. He is way too good to be in 7,900, especially when you look at this number right here. It's his forte of tracks. Eric Jones, 7th, very doable. I think he will go under on as well. Look, he finished 11th, but guess what? He was top 5. He was running down people. He was so fast. I can't stress that enough. That's very doable. Don't go overweight because it's a stretch. But look, gonna have some of him, but gotta love Ryan Blaney. Just some other guys. I loved Ryan Newman the other day. Ryan Newman was running top 12, and then his battery, alternator, something went wrong. The bad streak continues. 4 straight. I'm going to bank on Ryan Newman again. If I get beat by him, so be it. I just know this is a Ryan Newman race. And when he's got a good car, which the Roush car that he's driving is really good this year, mile and a half, this is very doable. This is a Ryan Newman track. I'm going to stick to it. I think he's very good here. And I think I'm just going to keep riding the Ryan Newman boat because I feel way more confident in 16th from him than I do Bubba at 20th. I promise you I do. I think it's more reasonable. Stenhouse, look, this guy, he is dying. He's just slowly dying. People are making fun of him. His confidence is so down. He's struggling. But looky here. This is what he's capable of. I'm just not sure that 47 and the 37 bunch. I don't think they have it. I don't think they have it right now in the cars. 15th is stretch. Obviously it is. But look, you got to take a chance somewhere. You got to have some. He's going to be so low owned again. I think he's like 8%. That's probably what he'll be again. So I definitely think he's worth a shot here. I really think he is. Because he could pull off a 15th. That's 5x, at this price. Very doable. Moving on here. Just a couple more. Don't like any of these guys. Probably avoid them. Your salary relief options are very low. And this is what I was getting at when you go right here. They have put these guys right here to make you have to click these guys. These guys, I don't have a 5x for them because I am not playing these guys. I refuse to. they are trash, and they will not provide you value at all. Michael McDowell normally wouldn't be in this group, but he starts third, so there's no use to even play him. And if you play him, you're wasting money. Just to be honest with you. Corey LaJoy will be the lowest of these guys I have, but and you look at here, the 12th is just an outlier. 23rd is his ceiling, so I probably won't have him. Brennan Poole needs 22nd. He 30th. I'm probably going to X him out as well. Nemechek needs 10th. That's not going to happen. Coster needs 12th. That's probably not going to happen. He's probably not going to follow that up here. Then you go to Priest. I hate Priest. I hate Ryan Priest. I hate playing Priest. You need an 18th. That's not going to happen. Suarez, 20th. That's not going to happen. Ty Dillon becomes the only guy you can play. And 25th was his last result. Or 28th. Yeah, 25th. I mean, he is not going to provide value at 18. DiBenedetto. There's no way he's going to provide value. So, I think this week is the week you hammer the 9K to 7K range. Balanced lineups is going to win this. I promise you. It's going to win it. Because if you click these guys, you're going to have to go down here. And as you can see, the 5X's, looking at the results, it's just not going to happen. I think one of these guys probably will hit value. But this is going to be a week where I put a generator out. I'm going to take this range right here. And I'm going to have it make balanced lineups. I probably will fade the top 5 in salary. It's a tough stand, but I'm so interested in this, this range right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I'm going to have a super small player pool. Will I throw some Ty Dillon in there? Probably. Will I throw some Matt Benedetto to finish 7th? It's possible. Busher 10th, Bell. That's best case scenario. So, you're really pushing it. So, with that being said, if you guys got any questions, please follow me on Twitter at Stiffler, Stiffler, Bets, B-E-T-S. Be sure to like and subscribe. Be sure to like this video. It really helps the YouTube algorithm. And be sure to please subscribe if you guys enjoyed this video. Hope this new chart, the way I'm doing it, helps a lot. That being said, hope you guys crush tomorrow night.